the challenge has taken over social media. It's also caught the attention of our next guest, Jonathan Fader, a renowned clinical and performance psychologist, best-selling author of the book, Life as a Sport, What Top Athletes Can Teach You About How to Win in Life. He's worked with everyone, including like pro athletes like myself. I'm kidding. But he's worked with actual pro athletes from the Mets and Giants to Fortune 500 executives, recording artists, even the New York City Fire Department. He says locking in is bringing people to a deeper place. Please welcome Jonathan to our conversation. First of all, Jonathan said he wanted to do one thing. You said you want to say Tam
I want to say hi to my Tam fan. Where's my Tam fan now? Yeah, let's go. I love it.
No pressure, no pressure.
No.
Okay, you've worked with premier athletes, people who seem to never buckle under pressure, but in fact, they do. Mm-hmm. And so much of this great lock-in is about dealing with the pressure of the end of the year.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, that's what's so great about lock-in. There's so many things we cannot control in life. Sometimes our finances, our health, but one thing you always control, Tamron, is your attitude and your behavior, your choices. So it gives you, it empowers you to choose to lock in.
Okay, so we are in control of how we approach this. 28 days in, Joshua had a plan. He started, met the goal. Trinity has her list, met many of the goals. It's interesting how the simple things can lock us up, though. Like the drawer. I keep bringing up the drawer because it is symbolic to me of that little thing you keep putting off.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things to know about behavior is people sometimes wait to get motivated, but it doesn't work like that. You have to start with action first, and the motivation comes later.
Okay.
So taking an action will help you actually to feel more motivated. It kind of works in reverse.
Like Joshua taking the action of the $27.54.
39 cents.
39 cents.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you say the first step to locking in is getting clear with our goal.
100%.
Okay.
So one of the things that people don't understand about goals is that they focus on just the what they want to do. And if you look at the lock-in challenge, most people are like, I want to exercise. But there are two other critical components of your goal: your why and your how. People have to define why they want to do something to really lock in and stick through it, not through these 28 days, but also through 2026.
Hattie, when people were signing up on your challenge, did you find folks were struggling to answer that question?
Yeah, a lot of people made their goals too big, and I always say you've got to make them smaller and really focus on, like I said, that one small promise that you can keep to yourself every single day. And that's how you create that momentum that Jonathan talks about, that gives you the clarity, that gives you the motivation to keep going.
I love what she talked about alignment.
Yeah.
Because, you know, for me, my goal is to stay fit, right? I want to lock into my fitness goal. But it's not about just being physically fit. My underlying why is because I want to set an example for my two daughters. Now, that's a motivator, right? Because it's not just about how I look or how I feel. It's now I have a deep motivation, and it creates alignment for myself that's going to keep me consistent. So ask yourself, what is your why for your what goal?
Are we putting too much pressure on ourselves? I mean, like I said, I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolution because I feel like I'm setting myself up for failure. The downside, as empowering as this movement is, for some might be, oh gosh, I'm not going to reach this, so let me just totally give up.
I loved what you said before. You said earlier in the show, people are scared. We're scared. Who here's scared to name your goal? I mean, we're scared to name our goal.
Yeah, people don't like, I say, if you can't say it out loud, how can you make it happen?
Exactly.
You want to start a new business. You want to have a new kid. You want to be in love. You shrink that down, and if you can't say it out loud to your friends or to yourself, that's not a goal.
Absolutely. So
that's
you got to
secret.
name it. You got to name it.
You got to name it.
You got to name it and claim it. And the second part about this is...
You're so Southern. Name it and claim it. That's what I'm talking about.
Name it and claim it. Name it and claim it. So the other thing, Tam Fam, to think about too is, you know, when you're naming your goal, you have to be afraid, and you talked about this, you have to be afraid of something that I call, it's a very scientific term, it's called the screw it effect.
What is that?
The screw it effect. Pay attention here, because the reality is that, you know, we all know what it's like to set a goal for New Year's and then actually not do it. And that's because if you have a goal and you have one little micro failure, a lot of people just give it up. And so the idea is it's okay to miss your goal. It's actually okay to miss your goal. Yeah, the science shows that most people, what they do is they miss 2 days, then you're done.
Yeah.
So it's okay if you miss a day, but don't ever let yourself miss two. You miss two, you're cooked.
So if you're saving weekly, don't miss 2 of those deposits if you are I don't know, the goal is to meet the right one. Don't miss 2 dates.
Don't miss 2 days.
Really?
Yeah, I mean.
It's gonna be a busy year for some people.
You're all going to be busy, Tamron. Yeah, it's to be able to get that consistency going and to also allow yourself not to say screw it. You know, if people, they go and they have 1 cookie, that's okay. But if you have 2, you're done, right? And so you come down, it's after New Year's and you're like, oh, I've sworn off cookies. But once you break your rule, then you're kind of done. And so to be able to know ahead of time, this is what I'm going to do if I break my rule.
It's like if you woke up and you had a flat tire, you wouldn't walk around the car and slash the other 3 tires. Right. You deal with the flat tire.
Exactly.
I like that. Okay, so if the ball drops and it's, New Year, 2026, what do we do? And we haven't reached the goal.
Well, I think the thing is this goes back to alignment. You asked a great question. What was your question that you asked before? Say it again, the question you asked about that you asked.
Who am I when no one needs me?
Who am I when no one needs me? The other question I ask myself is, and I ask my clients is, what are you pretending not to know about yourself? What are you pretending not to know about yourself? Because when you stop pretending, you're going to get to that underlying reason why you did fail.
Look at my brain rushing.
I'll tell you how I decide absolutely everything. It runs through this filter. Does this align with the version of me that I'm becoming? And if it's yes, do that thing. If it's a no, it's a hard pass.
Trinity, how do you answer that? How do those goals align with the person you want to become?
Mine that I ask myself is, what would my highest self do right now?
What was your highest self? Joshua?
What I ask myself is, would my future self be proud of my present self?
There you go.
God. You guys have given us homework. I'm in. The great lock-in movement is on. 28 days. Go to our social media. Let's join the movement. Let's reach these goals. Thank you to Jonathan, Hattie, Trinity, Joshua. We'll be right back.